This is Basketball More Than a Game with coaches Goins and Quick. Former high school coach and player have teamed up again to share their knowledge of the game and life skills on and off the court. Brought to you by United States Basketball Association, the leader in youth basketball. USBAHoops.com. Now get ready to chop it up with coaches Goins and Quick.
All right, Coach Quick, it is November the 7th, so we hoping everybody had an absolutely fantastic Monday. Sit back, get ready to get tuned up as we bring another dynamic guest. Coach Quick has been the mailman. He is blowing Amazon UPS out of the water. Coach Quick, what's on tap?
Hey, what's going on, Coach G? You want to know what's popping with Coach Q? Well, Coach Q is so lit about our very special guest via telephone tonight. I'm no longer in North Carolina, but I'm strolling down I-95 South, headed to Alexander Memorial Coliseum on the campus of Georgia Tech. And after this short break, Coach G and I are going to come right back, and we're going to be chopping it up with an ACC legend. So make sure those sneakers are laced up tight.
All right, Coach Quick has been down I-95, and we've got our special guest via telephone. Coach Quick, I know you are hyped, so what is all the hype about?
Yes, sir. I'd like to introduce to some and present to others. He's an ACC legend and former NBA All-Star. Also, he's the head coach at Fisk University. Ladies and gentlemen, put those hands together and welcome to the GQ Coaches Show, Kenny Anderson.
Yes, how you doing, man? Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be on the show. I'm really excited to get going. You know, to let everybody know a little about myself and where I'm at right now. And I'm down here coaching at HBCU, Fisk University, NAIA division, and small. And I'm just trying to get it together and get it started, the program. So I'm happy about that.
Yes, sir. So listen, Coach, we certainly appreciate you taking out time to come on. And you know what? We've got some great things in store. So, Coach Quick, once again, you have delivered another ACC NBA All-Star. So I'll give you the honor and privilege to unwrap the first package question.
Absolutely. Coach Anderson, my first question to you is just could you talk to our listeners about the recruiting process coming out of high school for you, and who were in your top four, and ultimately what made you come to your decision to commit to Georgia Tech?
My mother was big influence, and then my mentor, Vincent Smith, Pierre Turner, Jack Curran, of course, my high school coach. But, I only had two schools. Syracuse I wanted to go to because of Pearl Washington. New York legend, and we watched him. I watched him growing up. He was a great point guard, and I was too thrilled. And I saw the pieces that they had already: Derek Coleman, Billy Owens. So I was real excited to go to Syracuse. But my mother, when we went on our visit, my mother came with me, and Bobby Crimmins was his Southern hospitality was just awesome, and she really enjoyed my visit to Georgia Tech, and she said, I'm going to Georgia Tech, and that was it. That was it. I had to shut her. She said, you going to Georgia Tech, don't even say nothing. So I listened to her, and I listened to her, but I really wasn't 100% sure because I wanted to go to Syracuse. But I listened to her, and it all worked out. We had a great junior there, Dennis Scott. And then I had a great senior, Brian Oliver, and then Malcolm Mackey. We had the number one recruiting class in the country that year. So it was just awesome going to Georgia Tech.
Yes, sir. You're starting five, I believe. Dennis Scott, Malcolm Mackey, Johnny McNeil at center, Brian Oliver at the two guard, and yourself at the point. That was a stacked starting five right there, sir.
Yep. And great people. We stay in touch as of today. We do a lot of things. Brian DeMalik, who went to school with Dennis Scott, he was on that team. Carl Brown. My whole team, we try to stay in touch. Now, and just we go to Georgia Tech events, when we have the time, and it's just awesome.
Yes, sir. Coach G, I'll kick it over to you.
Well, you know what, Coach Quick, man, I hope people understand who our guest is tonight. I really do. I hope they really do. I mean, because when you are in ACC country like we are, and first of all,
yes,
I really want to thank Miss Anderson for allowing them to come down to Georgia Tech so we could steal it, right? Because Georgia, I mean, I don't know what it was with Coach Crimmins, but he had that pipeline in New York.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you think about the Alaska pipeline and pumping oil, he was pumping them hoopsters out of New York down to the ATL. So here's where I want to go. As a standout at Archbishop Malloy in New York City, you set the scoring record. What does that mean to be able to accomplish that in a mecca like the state of New York? Let me hear from you.
All of the records are great, but I really didn't. I get real emotional talking about my high school days.
Take your time.
Man, my high school days was just awesome. Not just playing basketball, but a lot of life lessons I learned through Jack Herrick, my high school coach. Being at that school was just such a blessing for me. It was like I was going there and then going home. Going home was like a nightmare because I lived in Lefrak at the time. It was a rough neighborhood, and then I was at a Catholic school, so I'll go home for 4 years. I went to my high school 7:30 in the morning to 9 at night. I went home, went to sleep, woke up, went back to my high school. So it was stayed in the library, did all my work, got my tutoring. It was just that's transformed me to being who I am today.
Yes,
my high school.
Yes, sir.
My high school. If it wasn't for my high school, I don't know where I would be at.
Yes, sir.
And this is true. So Kenny Anderson is just a product of Archbishop Malloy High School. And I lived in Lefrak City, Queens. At the time in the 80s, it was just rough time for me and my mother. Growing up, my mother had jobs where she had to bartend and supermarket jobs, just all type of jobs. And she let my mentor, Vincent Smith, Kenny Smith, older brother who mentored me, Pierre Turner, who's a New York judge, retired judge, they mentored me. And they said, you're going to get the education. And once you get the education, you can just, go from there. You get a good job if you don't play basketball. So I just had all my ducks in a row, man. Everything was working for me, but I had to stay out of trouble.
Yes, sir.
And living in New York, that was the problem. And they kept me out of trouble. So my high school days and the record, basketball, the record was something special for me. But I just played for the love of the game.
Yes, sir.
The love of the game, and that was my outlook on everything because the way I came up. I just wanted to play basketball, and it gave me joy to play basketball, go down to the parks, play, and I used to go. Vincent Smith, my mentor, used to work me out in the gym for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then he'd say, "Go play." And then I just used to do some of the things that we worked on against the guys, just playing pickup games. So it was just an awesome day. And I in the summers, that's when I had a lot of fun playing basketball, going to different camps and things of that nature.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach, we certainly appreciate you taking us there and reflecting back on those great, great days. And folks that don't know, that is Kenny Smith from TNT. Brother. So in that, Kenny the Jet Smith, and as Coach Quick and I were talking about before we came on the air, I was like, you know what? That when you hear Archbishop Malloy and you are a guard, Coach Quick, you in high cotton. So I'll kick it to you.
Absolutely. And my next question to you is, who do you feel was your toughest opponent in high school? And could you talk about some of those epic battles that you may have had with Khaled Reeves and Derek Phelps?
Yeah, Colin Reeves is a Queens native just like me, and Derek Phelps, Queens native. They're great players. Well, Derek Phelps went to UNC. and Khaled Reeves went to Arizona. So we his school, Christ King and Malloy, that was the two battles. My first 2 years, we beat them. We beat Christ King. You know, we ran the Queens Brooklyn division. We ran that. So then my junior year, I think we lost to them, but they're great competition. And you know, those two, that school, Christ the King, they had an awesome program. They had great players, and I would do my thing against them, but they would beat us. They just had more talent than us. But we played the right way, but we just couldn't beat them.
Yes, sir. And but who do you feel was your toughest opponent in high school?
Well, you know, it wasn't that many great guards. When I played, it was great forwards. Malik Sealy played for Talentine High School. Rest in peace. He played for Talentine High School. And, you know, Audrey Red is his name. He coaches at Syracuse. He was on that team, and they was very good. They won the state. They won the city that year, one of those years, junior, senior year. But the Talentine was pretty good. But Christ the King. I really don't remember somewhat the teams, but those were the great teams in Queens. We always had battles with Christ the King, Brooklyn, Queens, and then Bronx, Talentine High School with Malik Sealy.
Absolutely. Coach G, kicking it over to you.
I tell you what, man. Folks, I hope you're enjoying this as much as Coach Quick and I are. And I will tell Coach Anderson before we jump off and take this break, we had Derek Phelps on a couple of weeks back. And I know he responded when he knew that you was going to be on the show. And I know he's excited to hear this product once we finish. But listen, we're going to step away, hear from our sponsors. But our very special guest via telephone is ACC legend, NBA All-Star, and current head coach at Fisk University. And that is none other than Kenny Anderson. And we'll be right back after a word. The United States Basketball Association, the USBA, was founded in 2005. The USBA has been a leader in grassroots basketball tournaments and camps for boys and girls of all ages across the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. It is our goal to develop young people and equip them with skills that will help them advance both on and off the court. Visit their website at usbahoops.com. Their email is info@usbahoops.com or by telephone at 704-649-6812. All basketball, all the time. And thank you for playing USBA. There's a lot of reasons why people trust Chris Montgomery at Alcova Mortgage. They have a diverse lineup of loan programs. So whether you're looking to buy a home, refinance, or tackle college expenses with your equity, you can put Chris Montgomery at Alcova Mortgage in the game for you. Call 540-290-0558 or go online to alcova.com/C Montgomery.
Looking for something fun but different to do? Join a group of friends, family, or co-workers to destroy electronics, break some glass, or even throw some axes. At the Havoc House located downtown Waynesboro, Virginia, visit their website at havochouseva.com and book your appointment today.
The United States Basketball Association Future of the Game Annual Fall Showcase, the #1 fall tournament for youth basketball. Over 100 teams are expected to participate October the 28th through the 30th, Marietta, Georgia. Multiple court facilities. Players' write-ups will be provided by On the Radar Hoops. All teams are welcome to participate. Travel teams, school teams, rec teams. Boys teams 2nd through the 9th grade. Girls teams 4th through the 9th grade. MVP awards for each division. Register online at turnermachine.com/E112102 or call USBA at 678-822-1235 for more information.
You're listening to Basketball More Than Game with Coach Goins and Coach Quick.
All right, folks, we are back in, and you know what, Coach Quick, man, I tell you what, hats off. We got to put you in for another raise, Coach, because you are always delivering on these. You know, it's just, as I sit here, I'm having an out of body, folks, because we have on a NBA All-Star, an ACC left, and when I see Coach Quick, when I see that left hand coming down, right? I see that left hand and making that move and just dragging people and leading the team that he. I mean, it's just absolutely exciting to have on Mr. Kenny Anderson. Coach, I'll let you take that next question.
Yes, sir. Coach Anderson, at Georgia Tech, you were coached by the legend Bobby Cremins.
Yes.
What does that mean to you, and how did he help your career?
Oh, it was just awesome. Those are the two, my high school coach, Jack Curran, and Bobby Crimmins, two favorite, best coaches in the world. You know, he implicated me. He brought me in there. I had a lot of confidence in myself, and he taught the game the right way. But he was a player's coach. He let me run the team, and once he did that, I just took off. You know, and he gave me the skill, the confidence in myself to say, you can run the team, you run the team. And we had our perimeter was really tight with Dennis Scott and Brian Oliver and myself. So they named us Lethal Weapon 3. So it was just, our whole team came together. Once I got it together, everybody came together, you know, and it was just an awesome first year at Georgia Tech. And my full second, I left my sophomore year, but the school means so much to me. In my high school, those are the best 6 years of my life playing basketball.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you this. I grew up a Tar Heel fan, and I had many.
Oh, man. Lucky I'm doing this show. I want to hang up on you. Oh, man. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I definitely respected you guys. Man, like I said, I had nightmares, thinking about Lethal Weapon 3. You guys gave it to us quite a bit. You, 3D, and Brian Oliver, man, y'all were special. Yes, sir. All right, Coach G, I'll kick it over to you for the next question.
You know what, Coach, man, I don't need to hear that sound say click. You lost the call. But no, in that, man, just so here's where I want to go, right? As coaches, you're talking about being in college and playing in that college atmosphere, and just, I mean, you think about when it says, when you, and here was the crazy thing, Coach, and I'm just going to be transparent. This week, and I'm going down through, I'm like, I got to find this great picture to put up, from the whole marketing campaign and let people know and the picture I run across is none other than Lethal Weapon 3 and Coach Crimmins, and I'm like, oh my God. And actually, I don't even know what time it was, but I sent it to Coach Quick. I said, what do you think about this right here? And he says, absolutely. So what was it like coming down on the break, being left-handed? And I can see, I mean, you would come across the timeline. You could go left or right. When you would kick it, what was the first, after you let that ball go, was it ever any doubt that those guys were not going to knock it down? Would you kick it to the wing and just turn around and go back down the court because you know they were going to make a shot?
Yeah, they gave me so much confidence, not only in myself, but in them guys. Playing with Dennis Scott, Brian Oliver is wonderful for a point guard that had the talent like myself. You just, like you said, certain times I would just come down, he come off the screen, Dennis Scott, I'll pan, I'll run down, I know it was good, But Brian Oliver, he was just a two-man machine, crashing boards, rebounding, outlets, splitting in the lane. I'm looking up, giving passes. It was just, if you knew how to play point guard like I have, you just playing with those two was a pleasure. Was like, wow. It was just awesome. And we did. And then as the game started going, we started reading on each other, and things just got easier and better. We only lost 6 games that year. We was 28-6.
Wow. And
we lost to, the Final Four winner UNLV, but we only lost 6 games. Wow. So we came into our own. We played extremely well together as a team. And then our team accepted, hey, Dennis Scott, Brian Oliver, and KN's are going to score most of the points. Get in where we fit in. Wow. And that's what a team is all about. That was the team. And I think you got to give a lot of credit to our head coach, Bobby Crimmins. He set that up.
You know, that's and again, Coach Quick, there's that pipeline from New York, right? So Alaska's got the oil, Georgia Tech has got the hoops. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick it over to you, Coach Quick. And Coach Quick, do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Man, you got be easy now. We want to keep Coach Anderson on all show long. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, you don't want me to hang up on you.
No, not at all.
Go ahead, Coach.
Absolutely. Speaking of that season, man, like you said, you guys were 28-6, 8-6 in the ACC. You won the ACC tournament over Virginia, 70-61 in the championship game. This was the only time both teams in the ACC tournament final have been outside the state of North Carolina until the 2021 ACC finals matchup between Florida State and Georgia Tech, which Georgia Tech won. But the NCAA tournament committee, to me, they did you guys a disservice. They gave you a 4 seed going into the tournament.
Yeah. But
I think you guys used it as fuel. Because, as you said, you got all the way to the Final Four. So talk about that experience with our listening audience.
I was, we was kind of upset we got the 4th seed, so we just went into it and played extremely well. And each game we took, personally, we wanted to just, I remember we played LSU the second round. We beat Shaq and them. We came back. They was killing us by like 17, 18 points. But we just kept playing. And that was another thing about our team. We were just playing. We just didn't get upset at each other for mistakes and things like that. We shook it off, and we just went back into just playing basketball the right way. And, we just kept shooting them out. And that's what we did. And LSU just let us back in the game, and we pulled it off. So it was a great win. But that whole tournament run was awesome, man. Real exciting. And I'm so thrilled. I talk about it now, but the school, Atlanta, everybody was behind us. So it was just an awesome feeling to be to get into the Final Four that year.
Yes, sir. You were matched up, if I'm not mistaken, against Chris Jackson, a.k.a. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, in that tournament setting.
Yeah, I played him a little bit, but Carl Brown, you got to give him a lot of credit. That was our guy. He played soccer overseas, and he played on our team. He was our defensive guy who we put on anybody. He's like about 5'11". We put him on a 7-footer. That's how he was defensively. He was all on you, boy, and he did a great job against Chris Jackson at the time, and he just got into him and played him extremely well.
Yes, sir. Coach G, I'll kick it over to you.
All right, so I want to go ahead and kick over to this 1991 NBA draft.
Yeah.
There was a guy that played at Georgia Tech, and he was selected as the second pick of the 1991 NBA draft. A young guy out of New York, spent a couple years down south, getting some Southern hospitality. What was going through Kenny Anderson's mind when he heard his name called as the second player picked in the 1991 NBA draft?
I was, when I heard my name selected, it was at Madison Square Garden. So my best friend he was there. He was at the guard. Everybody from my neighborhood, left track. It was me, but it was also just the growth, and everybody from left track was there, from Queens, and it was. I'm so grateful that the draft was in New York at Madison Square Garden, where my whole family, they loved the Knicks. So my whole family was there. It was just so exciting. And me going to the NBA and being selected number 2 was awesome. I thought I was going number 3 to Sacramento because I never did that. I never took the visit to New Jersey. I took the visit to Sacramento, and they wanted me. They were saying, we're going to draft you at 3, period. So the number 2 pick was a big surprise, and I went to New Jersey. So it was just awesome, man. It was an awesome feeling for me to know that I made it to the NBA, and that, number 1, my mom's, and that's the main thing I was going for, that I could take care of my mother.
Yes,
period,
sir.
Hands down.
Amen. And you know what, Coach Quick? He was the youngest player in the league his rookie year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
break.
There was a lot of, well, Bill Fitch, rest in peace, he passed away. Everybody want to go, oh, he should have played. Yeah, he should have played me, but, I don't know what he was going through. But, I was a big fan of Bill Fitch when he coached the Celtics, because I was a big Celtics fan and all that. So, and then I started learning the game about, business side of it in the NBA. And that's what I got a hold to. I was like, oh, okay, it's business. Certain coaches didn't like certain players right away. He didn't like rookies. So I understand that. I had to wait my turn. It wasn't nothing personal with him and saying all the negative. I wasn't about none of that. So I just sat back and waited. He didn't play. Then I had to wait my contract, had to, wait for signing because they wasn't talking right and things of that nature. So the coach, he felt a certain way. Then I played with Mookie Blaylock, was starting at point with the New Jersey Nets. So he was a solid point guard. He was playing very well. So I had to sit back and learn and listen and watch. And I did.
And
that was the first time I went through that. So I had to, but then again, once again, I had my mentors. Yes, Vincent Smith, Pierre Turner, those people I listened to. I didn't listen to all the people in the streets and all that. I listened to my mentors, and it paid off.
How about that? So I hope you young folks out there listening to this ACC legend and NBA All-Star. Coach Quick, I'll kick it to you out on the wing.
Yes, sir. Our game plan segment has been brought to you by Chris Montgomery of Alcova Mortgage. When it's time to get in the game, call Chris at 540-290-0558, and we'll be right back.
There's a lot of reasons why people trust Chris Montgomery at Alcova Mortgage. They have a diverse lineup of loan programs. So whether you're looking to buy a home, refinance, or tackle college expenses with your equity, you can put Chris Montgomery at Alcova Mortgage in the game for you. Call 540-290-0558 or go online to alcova.com/C Montgomery.
Looking for something fun but different to do? Join a group of friends, family, or co-workers to destroy electronics, break some glass, or even throw some axes. At the Havoc House located downtown Waynesboro, Virginia, visit their website at havochouseva.com and book your appointment today.
The United States Basketball Association, the USBA, was founded in 2005. The USBA has been a leader in grassroots basketball tournaments and camps for boys and girls of all ages across the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. It is our goal to develop young people and equip them with skills that will help them advance both on and off the court. Visit their website at usbahoops.com. Their email is info@usbahoops.com or by telephone at 704-649-6812. All basketball, all the time. And thank you for playing USBA.
Looking for a smarter way to shop for your insurance for you and your families? Look no further. There is help. With several different companies and plans to choose from, whether it's life insurance or Medicare supplemental plans, finding the right plan has never been easier. Licensed with multiple companies and able to shop various rates, plans to help find the best plan for you and your budget. Independent insurance broker Curtis Jackson is the one to call for help. Call Curtis now at 919-614-5796 for a no-cost consultation. Are you behind with your spring cleaning? Allow True Sparkle Cleaners to clean your worries away. A veteran-owned business who serves Fayetteville and surrounding areas, call Ashley at Sparkle Cleaners today for your free estimate. 910-781-8488, and we will clean your worries away.
You're listening to Basketball More in the Game with Coach Goins this and is Coach
Quick.
Goins along with Coach Quick and our very special guest. And we can't say anything but a special guest, outstanding ACC, oh my God, ACC legend, NBA All-Star, and now head coach at Fisk University. So, and that's none other than Mr. Kenny Anderson. So here's where I want to go. Coach Quick, man, in his third season, He was averaging 18 points, 9 assists. He was on the teams with Derek Coleman, and he represented the E squad in the 1994 NBA All-Star game. So, Coach Anderson, if you don't mind, tell the listening audience what that means to be selected as an NBA All-Star.
Well, it was awesome for me because I didn't get the coaches. And this is what I wanted to do. The coaches select. I didn't get it. I got it with the people's selection, and that was awesome. The fans voted me a starter on a 1994 All-Star team. So that tells you something. Yes. That they know about basketball, and the fans was behind me. It was a blessing that day. Me and Derek Coleman making the All-Star team. It was just in 1994. It was just a blessing, man. It happened so quick, went so fast, but just being on that team with some great players, and it felt good. It felt good.
Thank you, Coach. Quick, what you got?
Yes, sir. Hey, as we did our marketing this week, Coach Anderson, there was another cold picture that had yourself, D.C. Derek Coleman, and the late, great Drazen Petrovic in a picture together. So in New Jersey, I felt like you were a part of another Lethal Weapon 3.
Yeah.
Talk about that experience of playing with those guys as well as what Mo Cheeks meant to you.
Yeah, those guys are great. I thought, if he wouldn't have passed away, we would have had something special because they was about to sign him and sign Derek. And when he passed away, everything crumbled. Everybody left, trades and things of that nature. But it just was awesome. I thought we was going to get it the right way. We was going to, start getting. We played Cleveland. First round, my rookie year, I was all excited, but I seen how the playoffs system ran. I was like, man, next year we coming back, we're gonna do it. It was just so exciting, to be into that situation and to have a team. And then when he passed away, man, everything crumbled. I was like, oh man. And then once they got rid of DC, I knew I had to go because the talent level just wasn't there. So, and then Mo Cheeks, playing with Mo Cheeks was a childhood dream. It was just all, I know at the time it was rough playing for the Nets, but when he came over, my mother was a big fan of, his playing for the Sixers when they won the World Championship. So it was just it was awesome learning from him and getting some information from him and talking to him every day and practice, seeing these guys. It was just great being next to them guys.
Yes, sir. As a follow-up to an early segment comment that you made, you said that you were a Boston Celtics fan. Well, yeah. You got the opportunity to play for Boston in your career.
Yes.
Talk about what that meant for you.
Oh, it meant the world to me, man, playing with the Celtics, and wearing number 7, Tiny Archibald, one number say he's one of the best point guards out of the Bronx. It was just awesome, and the people there was real up on basketball. They loved their great fans. I love Boston, and I played there for 5 years. Played there in New Jersey for 4. Played for Portland for 2, 1.5. So my pro career, I can't really say anything much about it, but it's all positive. I had some negativity in there, but I don't care about that. I just look at the positive aspects of it and move on. I happened to play in the NBA for 14 years out of New York City. Wow, who would have thunk it? Basketball has been easy. Life has been hard. That's the side of my documentary, my documentary logo, and it's on Amazon. Watch it, Mr. Chibbs. Basketball's easy. Life is hard. So that's just how my life has been. It's been a blessing. It's really been a blessing.
Yes, sir. And hats off to an amazing career throughout high school, college, and the NBA, in my opinion. And we just appreciate you donning our presence and coming on the GQ Coaches Show. What a great body of work, sir. Kudos on your career. Coach G, kicking it over to you.
Well, you know what? And as I'm sitting here now, and my mind's just running back, Coach Anderson and Coach Quick, is as I hear his voice, Coach Quick, and I'm older than both of you guys, and I
Yes.
remember all of this stuff as you're calling off the teams and the players that you played with, and the ones that have passed, and the coaches that have passed on. Here's where I want to go, Coach. You framed something out there that I think I kind of want to just. I don't want to put the kickstand down, but I do want to stop right here. You talked about the documentary. If you don't mind, talk about the bracelet as it relates to the significance of the colors. Because a lot of times people they don't realize that, like you said, life is hard, and you have a craft, and you were blessed to be able to play a game that we call basketball that we all love. And you said that was easy, life was hard. So if you don't mind, share with our listening audience a little bit about your documentary and what that means to be able to get the message out to help those that may be struggling in some of those areas.
Well, yeah, that's what it's about, to help those and help others. And that's what I'm doing right now, and I plan on doing that for the rest of my life. Because I've been blessed and I've been helped. My family, my mother's been helped. She passed away about 15 years ago, but she saw every game that I played. And it was time for me to put it down. When she passed away about 15 years ago, and I said, man, that was it. Now I got to give back. Then I see my high school coach pass away. I said, I got to give back. And that's what I plan on doing. My documentary is just everything that went on in my life. Mr. Chibs. Mr. Chibs is my Chibs. Everybody in New York called me, that's my nickname. My mother named me Chibs, Chibbs, and it's Mr. Chibs. But she used to call me Mr. When I did something positive and great and happy, she said, Mr. Chibs, look at Mr. Chibs. So it was it just bring back all the memories in the world, and it's just my documentary. I don't want to talk about it too much. I would like for y'all to go watch it.
Yes, for sure.
To go watch, because it's really deep. It's hard, because some of the things that was on it, I don't know if my mother was living. I don't know if I would be able to say it and get down right with it. But she's gone, so I was able to voice my real opinion. So it's really real.
You know what?
Mr. Chips, and you could check it out. And Mr. Chase is great. It's about me. It's real, and this is how I feel about the game of basketball and in life, and all the people that I touched, and all the people that touched me, that gave me, and not so much basketball, the thrill of just living living the right way, and changing the attitude of a lot of youngsters that I'm able to do. And that's one of the blessings that I'm at Fisk University, small NAIA school, but I'm able to touch these guys, and they can get education is number one. Education is number one. They're student athletes. So you have to be a student first and a basketball secondly. So playing the game is just playing basketball. It's something that I know back and forward. But in life, I give these guys the real. I talk to these guys the real. And a lot of coaches just want to win games. What about life? What about teaching these young men about life? And this is what I have to go through and I see every day. And I'm not saying everybody, but most of the people just don't really care about these individuals, and we got to show some care, for our people.
Yes, sir. So, folks, we're gonna step away, hear from our sponsors, but our very special guest is Coach Kenny Anderson, head coach at Fisk University, and we'll be right back.
Looking for something fun but different to do? Join a group of friends, family, or co-workers to destroy electronics, break some glass, or even throw some axes. At the Havoc House located downtown Waynesboro, Virginia, visit their website at havochouseva.com and book your appointment today.
The United States Basketball Association, the USBA, was founded in 2005. The USBA has been a leader in grassroots basketball tournaments and camps for boys and girls of all ages across the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. It is our goal to develop young people and equip them with skills that will help them advance both on and off the court. Visit their website at usbahoops.com. Their email is info@usbahoops.com or by telephone at 704-649-6812. All basketball, all the time. And thank you for playing USBA. There's a lot of reasons why people trust Chris Montgomery at Alcova Mortgage. They have a diverse lineup of loan programs. So whether you're looking to buy a home, refinance, or tackle college expenses with your equity, you can put Chris Montgomery at Alcova Mortgage in the game for you. Call 540-290-0558 or go online to alcova.com/C Montgomery.
Are you behind with your spring cleaning? Allow True Sparkle Cleaners to clean your worries away. A veteran-owned business who serves Fayetteville and surrounding areas, call Ashley at Sparkle Cleaners today for your free estimate. 910-781-8488, and we will clean your worries away. Looking for a smarter way to shop for your insurance for you and your families? Look no further. There is help. With several different companies and plans to choose from, whether it's life insurance or Medicare supplemental plans, finding the right plan has never been easier. Licensed with multiple companies and able to shop various rates, plans to help find the best plan for you and your budget. Independent insurance broker Curtis Jackson is the one to call for help. Call Curtis now at 919-614-5796 for a no-cost consultation.
You're listening to Basketball More Than Game with Coach Goins and Coach Quick.
NBA All-Star, ACC legend, and head basketball coach at Fisk University. But before we go, Coach Quick, moving into the real talk, I really want to cap this whole NBA stats. He finished with over 10, actually, I'm going to read the number. I got it right here in front of me. Scored 10,789 points. He grabbed 2,641 rebounds. But check these dimes out, Coach Quick. 5,196 dimes.
Wow.
Right?
True point guard.
What?
True point guard.
Left-handed point guard. Right?
Yes, sir.
And just dropped in 14-year NBA career. So we just want to, you know what? I can't even, you know what, Coach Quick, man, I'm like you said in the beginning, I'm hyped. My mind is running, but where I want to go now, I want to move into this, what Coach Anderson is doing now and making that impact. He's at HBC, and here's the thing that runs through my mind. You are going to, and I'm going to go here, Coach Quick, and I'm going to kick it over to you. As we see Deion Sanders doing the thing in the SWAC, that's exactly what Coach Anderson is going to be able to do at Fisk University, because we got players at these HBCs. The singing group Boys to Men. That's what these coaches are doing as they impact, because they are legends within their own right, and now he's getting it done at Fisk University. Coach Quick, I'll kick it over to you.
Yes, sir. Coach Anderson, my first question is, why did you become a coach, and how did your playing career mold and shape you into being the coach you are today?
Yeah, I love all HBCUs. It's just been me coming down to Fisk has been awesome. It's a small, and then Fisk University is a private school, so education is number one. So they brought me here just to bring out the basketball identity here, and we have a very good volleyball team, golf, women's team, and we're just trying to just bring it out. And, I think we will in time. This year is just awesome. I'm excited about my team this year. Got some good players. I got some players, Ethan Thompson from last year's team. He's about 6'8". Keon Thompson is a new blood. He's a great player, 6'5", 2 and 3. Jaden Lockett, he's from another school, and I'm excited about him. Blake Goodman, he's about 6'6", 6'7". He can really go. So I'm just looking, and my guy who's been with me, Jamal Reed, who's been with me for 2 years. He made freshman of the year in our conference. He's a great player. So I got some good young men about it, and they just got to listen and just They good students, number one. Student athletes, and they're playing the game, and they got to get better. Each day, you got to work on your weaknesses. Each day, wake up and go for it, and practice in life and anything. So I'm excited to be here at Fisk. I really am.
Yes, sir, and that's what it's about. To me, you're teaching kids life lessons and basketball skills, and that's what comes first, those life lessons. And, man, kudos to you, and keep doing what you're doing. Stay on the grind. Coach G, kicking it over to you.
Yes, sir. Well, listen, as we start to wrap this up, man, and I've said this before, it has been absolutely our pleasure to have on ACC legend, NBA All-Star, and head basketball coach at Fisk University, Mr. Kenny Anderson. My mind has gone back to those days of the things that he was able to get done. One play comes to mind. We got a sound bite that we're going to play during the show. I know Kenny, Coach Anderson comes down. He pats that thing, twin his legs behind his back, and he makes this move, and it's against Duke in Atlanta against Bobby Hurley. So just, it was, and my thing is this: I've been around basketball all my life, and I've been around great players, but none at the level that you think about that, Coach Quick, when you're the number 2 player drafted in the NBA as a guard, as a sophomore, it's remarkable. And I just want our listening audience to understand, who we've had on and just been able to take us where he's been able to take us, kind of behind the veil, talk about, like you said, basketball was easy, but life is hard. So with that, Coach Anderson, I'll kick it over to you for your closing comments.
I just thank y'all for listening and put me on this show. And hopefully from now, y'all guys will pay more attention to Fisk University here in Nashville, Tennessee. Please follow me, man. I'm a big Twitter guy. Follow me at Chibbs_1. Chibbs, CHIBBS_1. And, follow my program, Fisk University. It's a private HBCU. I'm just trying to help the program out, and I know I will in time. So it was great to be on the show, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And listen, we're going to step away here from our sponsors, but again, none other than head basketball coach at Fisk University, Mr. Kenny Anderson, and we'll be right back. The United States Basketball Association, the USBA, was founded in 2005. The USBA has been a leader in grassroots basketball tournaments and camps for boys and girls of all ages across the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. It is our goal to develop young people and equip them with skills that will help them advance both on and off the court. Visit their website at usbahoops.com. Their email is info@usbahoops.com or by telephone at 704-649-6812. All basketball, all the time. There's a lot of reasons why people trust Chris Montgomery at Alcova Mortgage. They have a diverse lineup of loan programs. So whether you're looking to buy a home, refinance, or tackle college expenses with your equity, you can put Chris Montgomery at Alcova Mortgage in the game for you. Call 540-290-0558 or go online to alcova.com/C Montgomery.
Looking for something fun but different to do? Join a group of friends, family, or co-workers to destroy electronics, break some glass, or even throw some axes. At the Havoc House located downtown Waynesboro, Virginia, visit their website at havochouseva.com and book your appointment.
You're listening to Basketball More in the Game with Coach Goins and Coach Quick. All right, Coach, hey, man, what a fantastic guest, man. Great body of work. Once again, you are constantly delivering. But what a treat that was to have an NBA All-Star and a ACC legend like Kenny Anderson. Your thoughts?
Truly a blessing to have him on the show. Great body of work, and I just enjoyed our conversation with him talking about life lessons as well as basketball. what a tribute.
You know what? And I certainly appreciate that, man. So, you know what? It is Monday night. We got to talk about this Monday Night Football. Last week, I got a game up on you. Well, not a game up on you. I'm still trying to get out of your rearview mirror because you still smoking me up. But we didn't do too good on Monday. I know you took an L. I took an L. But on Thursday, you took the Texans. I tried to stay true and go ahead and get that dub. So this week, who we got, man? Let me look at this schedule, Coach. It is Monday, November the 7th. We got the Ravens and the Saints. What's your take on this game tonight?
Hey, I got Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens winning against the New Orleans Saints this week.
You know what? And I'm not going to stray far from that because you know what? That's one that I'm not going to push the envelope on because, again, I'm still down. I think you still got me about 3 games. So I'm going to stay with that AFC squad. The Ravens are the Ravens. The Saints are really struggling. So the Ravens it is for both Coach Quick and Coach Goins. Now, what's your take on the Thursday night game?
Hey, I'm taking the Carolina Panthers over the Atlanta Falcons this week. I feel like Carolina should have beat them on last Sunday. But I'm gonna go with them this week.
Well, you know what I think I'm gonna do. Here's why I got to try to make some ground up on you. I think I'm gonna have to jump ship and roll with them birds and take the Falcons out of Atlanta just to try to make up some room. So listen, it is get ready. ACC basketball or basic college basketball is going to be cranking up. I see the Hills have already announced their starters. So what's your take on what that Carolina basketball team is going to look like?
Hey, I think it could be a very special year. I believe the guys are going to be ready, and I think Coach Hubert Davis has more depth this year, so it should be a special year. Hopefully everyone stays healthy.
You know what? So I know they got Nance. I've mispronounced his name there. Nance has been he's got the nod to be the starter for this upcoming, for game 1. But they did have a good body of work. Everybody's got their exhibitions in. I know Virginia is rocking and rolling, as well as Virginia Tech. So it is, I'm excited because when you look at it, the World Series is rocking. You got NFL rolling, and now college basketball season starting. There's no better time than college basketball cranking up and getting rocking and rolling. So you know what, Coach? Here's where I want to go with this as we start to wrap up the real talk in sports. But, as Coach Anderson was talking about it, and you really looking at the body work, I got to go here with Kyrie Irving. The dude he's absolutely lost his mind. He's in jeopardy. Well, right now, I think it's a known fact that he'll lose over $300 million just in his actions this week alone. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you're exactly right. I've seen where, he's been suspended for 5 games by the Nets. Also, I've seen where Nike has pulled the plug on some endorsement deals with him. And it's curious to see what his next NBA contract is going to look like. I just hope and pray that he can survive this situation. I certainly appreciate his apology, but sometimes you just have to just zip it up.
You know what? And that's the thing. And somebody says, well, what is he doing? Well, and I think, gosh, Mike Wilborn and Stephen A. Smith, I think they did a very good job in just really calling what it is. Sometimes he thinks he's smarter than anybody in the room. And in that,
Absolutely.
and you got to be able to go, okay, you got to be smart enough to realize, and he may realize that now, be able to go, okay, Nike steps back away, and I think it was the Kyrie number 8 that was supposed to be coming out, but they've stopped that production. But when you look at it over the course of the whole 2 or 3 years that he's been in Brooklyn, just with a absolute shambles. Now they're stepping out, and KD's doing his deal, and now Ben Simmons, they telling him to shoot, and I think they went on and made it a real deal and got a coach from Boston over. So in that, it's a whole lot going on. As relates to Brooklyn and the NBA as a whole. It's just, and I'm not going to say it's a black eye for the league, but one thing I do want to call out is Kyrie Irving is getting a whole lot more press than Brett Favre did, not less Brett Favre wrote a check and paid it back to the state. Any thoughts on that?
Yes, my thought process on that is I don't think it's completely fair for Kyrie to get all this press, and Brett Favre isn't getting any press unless he's written a check. Last I checked, he was talking about he don't feel like he's done anything wrong, so therefore, to me, it's not right to keep giving Kyrie all this publicity for something that he really didn't say. He just made a comment on it. So that's my thought.
You know what? And that's the thing is when you get out here and unless, like you said earlier, you got to have wise counsel. There's certain stuff. You know what? Just don't go there. I mean, you can't tell me that you don't have anything else to do, anything else on your mind, and stay away from anything that can be controversial. And I'm just not talking about Kyrie Irving. I'm talking about Coach Goins, Coach Quick, or anything. Is just make sure that you seek wise counsel, because in there it's almost like a tube of toothpaste. Once you squeeze it, you ain't getting it back in the tube. It's a one-shot deal. So now, he's going through that. And of course, everybody's bringing up, how's Brett Favre getting the pass or a sidestep or a sweep under the rug? Yeah, he's not in. Yeah, he's retired. But yet Kyrie Irving is in the limelight. And also, we know Kyrie's gone there before and kind of really, not really figuring out, what's on his mind. Why is he doing what he's doing? But all in all, we just wish everybody that's involved in the deal be able to step back, reflect, get some wise counsel, him partner up, and be able to do the things that he needs to do in order just to make it right. So here's, what, Coach, before we get off of here, man, I do want to give you another shout out. And that's just, over the last several weeks, you have been able to go out and do the things that you do on the special assignments and constantly getting these guys lined up. We've had just an all-star cast thus far as we move into, and this is week 10 for us, but you are constantly delivering. We know that it's no small task. It takes time, and we want to thank you for your relentless pursuit to make the GQ Coaches Show cutting edge, to make sure that our guests that we have on are people and relative to what we've been talking about, Coach, and we ask everybody to really, just understand what we try to do, our vision, our focus, and that's to make sure that our listening audience is up to date with the real talk and be able to have our guests. So again, shout out to you. And what is your thoughts on the last couple of shows, Coach?
Hey, they've been outstanding, Coach G, and I'd just like to say thank you for the shout-out. But, hey, it's my job to go out here and try to get these guys, and it's been a blessing. To me, it's God's favor that they've accepted, and I just really appreciate what we've done the last few weeks. Great shows, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, you know what? We certainly appreciate you getting that done. So, folks, as we start to put the wraps on this week's show, we just hope that everybody is in great health, that you're enjoying what we're doing. We're hoping that all your teams, no matter whether it's local, whether it's collegiate or the NFL or the NBA, is churning in the way that you want them to churn, because a lot of times people don't realize it's sports that allow us to step away, enjoy what we're doing, and just kind of unplug and unwind and give us an outlet. And we hope that when we come into your homes or in your car or however you're listening to the GQ Coaches Show, that we are meeting the needs in order to be able to provide what our listening audience would love to hear. So, and guess what, Coach? We've got some stuff. We're going to be talking about some high school playoffs in the coming week. Our special guests are lined up. We're not going to let the cat out of the bag, but I'm going to kick it over to Coach Quick, so he got to get us where we need to go. Coach?
Coach Goins, our very special guest, the head men's basketball coach at Fisk University, ACC legend and former NBA All-Star Kenny Anderson, and for myself, Coach Quick, we'll see you in the locker room.
You've been listening to Basketball More Than a Game with Coach Goins and Coach Quick. Our podcast is available on podbean.com.